Dankeschön.
Auf Wiedersehen, danke.
Made it to Frankfurt. Survived those hours in the middle row. And now have like a 4-hour layover. Really quickly, let me kind of get you guys caught up on what's going on, because I don't think I was really clear at all yesterday telling you guys what's happening on the channel and why I'm back in Europe. I'm back in Europe for like a month. I have a couple assignments here. I had round trip flights out of Amsterdam. The plan was to get into Amsterdam today and spend a couple days there. But what I didn't realize is that it's King's Day there. It was King's Day this week and the hotels are all booked up, or like 500 bucks a night, way out of my league. So my first project here in Europe actually starts in Basel, and I decided I wanted to head to a place called Freiburg. So I thought I could just take the flight to here, get off, and then stay here. But there'd be like a huge cancellation fee. And then they were even a little bit concerned that if I didn't catch my next flight, they would cancel my return flight back to South America in a month. The result is I'm here in Frankfurt catching my flight to Amsterdam, and then I'm jumping on a train back towards Frankfurt this afternoon, which is ridiculous and silly, but that's just the way it's gonna be. While I was on the plane, I managed to book a couple nights hotel in Cologne. I've never been to Cologne. It seems like a cool little place to shoot some photography. So I won't be coming all the way back to Frankfurt, but still, yeah, kind of ridiculous. I still got like 2 hours here at the airport, so I'm gonna go try to find some food. Dream camera, somebody buy it for me. Only 5,000 bucks. Serious thought, if I missed this flight on purpose, they'd have to take my bags off the flight, and then maybe I could just leave the airport without a penalty. I'm way too Canadian to do things like that though. Guess I'll just catch this flight. It looks like it's a little bit delayed too, and then I have a really tight turnaround in Amsterdam to try to get to the train to Cologne. I'm terrible at travel, terrible at this stuff. Just had a bit of a cluster here in Frankfurt, most of it self-imposed. The flight was like 45 minutes delayed, so I went to the counter to ask if I could change the flight, and they said it was fine. It cost like 100 euros to do that, which is cheaper than the train from Amsterdam to Cologne, so it worked in my favor. But then it took like an hour and a half because, yeah, there was all sorts of things that went wrong, and then there was all sorts of miscommunications that happened. And at one point they told me it was impossible after I missed my flight, and yeah, a bit of a cluster, and again, a little bit self-imposed. It's amazing how bad I am at this travel stuff. After 8 years, it happens sometimes. I was really hoping that I could get to Cologne this way now in time for sunset. I don't think that's gonna happen anymore. But the good news is I'm now heading to the train station to catch the train to Cologne. It's only about an hour away, so it saves me a lot of time and it costs about the same amount. So at the end of the day, it's a bit of a win. And yeah, I guess let's go pick up my bag and head to the train station. I'm all sorted on this train. It gets in about 20 minutes before sunset, so probably won't get to shoot sunset, but maybe I'll get to look at it and film it on the walk to the hotel. Jet lag's definitely kicking in, so maybe I'll have a nap on this train. It's like an hour, maybe a nap. I'll probably work though. You guys know me, I'll probably work. Made it to Cologne, and now I've got like a 5-6 minute walk to my hotel. I think the walk actually goes right by the big cathedral, so maybe we'll just swing past it on the way there. Be so glad that smell-o-vision doesn't exist yet, because I just smelled terrible after that day of travel. And it's been a really, really long day, or 2 days of travel to get here. And I mentioned earlier in the day that I'm kind of terrible at travel. I don't think I'm terrible at travel. I just think that every now and then I make silly decisions. Like as soon as I got to Frankfurt, I should have just gone straight to the service center and been like, yo, can I cancel this next leg of my flight? And they would have probably been like, yeah, sure, it's just gonna take us 45 minutes to an hour to do that, like it did at the end of the day. And it would have saved me 5 hours sitting waiting in Frankfurt Airport. But I'm over it, and I'm here in Cologne. The sun's just going down. The city looks absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to get out and photograph it tomorrow. Hopefully we get some clouds and some cool light. That would be just fantastic. Jet lag's kind of kicking in as well, although I smashed back a coffee on the train, so the heart's pounding, but the eyes are like this. If you've never had jet lag before, the best way I can describe it is fog. It just feels like there's a layer of fog in front of your eyes, and that's kind of how I feel right now. Now, I thought I'd give you guys like a little quick rundown on what's going to happen in the month of May. So if you guys don't really care, or you don't want spoilers about what's coming up on the channel, you can feel free to check out of the channel right now, and then I'll see you guys on tomorrow's episode from here in Cologne. The rundown on what's happening this month. I was supposed to spend this month in Brazil, but then at ITB, I had some really productive meetings with clients here in Europe. In fact, I had 4 soft commitments for trips here in Europe over the month of May, so it just made sense to come back and get some work, especially since I haven't had a proper assignment in months. Unfortunately for me, one of those clients bailed completely. That's supposed to be this first week, and another client had to push back their project for like in the fall, I think. So I've got 2 clients, 2 assignments for sure, and potentially a third one that I'm working on right now. So the plan is this. My first project is with a company called Viking River Cruises that does these incredible trips down the rivers here in Europe. And actually they do some ocean cruises as well, but their river cruises are just top notch. I did one like a year ago, and you can probably go back in the archives and find that, but they're just phenomenal trips, and I'm looking forward to that trip. That starts in Basel in Switzerland and goes all the way down to Amsterdam. Starts on the 7th of May. So basically I have a free week here, and I wanted to go somewhere different. I wanted to go somewhere that I thought was gonna photograph well. So I picked Freiburg, and I think it'll be a cool place that not a lot of people are photographing, and it's close to Basel, so it just makes a lot of sense. Then I have that river cruise for 7 days to like 7 days or 8 days or something like that to Amsterdam. Then my potential client that might happen is a hostel chain, and they have properties in Amsterdam and in Bruges. So those 2 places might happen right after the river cruise. I also kind of want to go up to Luxembourg, even if it's just for a day or 2, because it's a country I've never been to before. And actually I've never been to Belgium either, so it could be 2 new countries, which would be cool. And then finally I have a project with Rotterdam in the Netherlands right before heading back to South America. I'm heading back to South America on June 1st to run my photography workshop with Jeff Bartlett. There's still spots open for that photography workshop if you guys are interested as well. I'll put like a link in the description of this video, but that photography workshop is going to be so much fun, so if you're interested, come join. Now, having said all that, there's also the potential for another project squeezed in between the Viking River Cruise project and the Rotterdam project. I was contacted by a pretty big tourism board a couple days ago looking to take me on for a 2-week project that would squeeze into there. Now, nothing's confirmed yet. In fact, I probably think it's not gonna happen because it's so last minute, but that would take me back out of Europe to somewhere new that I don't think I can tell you guys about yet. I mean, worst case scenario, I'm exploring Europe, and that's a lot of fun. So it should be a fun month of May. It's actually gonna be a lot of fun for like months on end now, because I've just got projects lined up basically the rest of the year. So it's gonna be crazy, and it should be fun, and I hope you guys stay tuned to this. And I'm sorry that travel days can be a little bit on the boring side, but just think, at least you're not in the fog like I am. I'm gonna go to bed now, I think, actually, and wake up for sunrise. And I'll see you guys there at sunrise. Peace.